In this video, I'm going to share with you the most important things you need to know about pyramids if you're going to use them for meditation. So, number one, the faceless pyramid, the copper pyramid. Everyone knows this pyramid. There are various people, a plethora of people online who sell this copper pyramid. And this copper pyramid also has the measurements and the metrics that are reminiscent of that of the Great Pyramid in Egypt. And what's interesting about this particular pyramid, number one, it's made of copper. So if it's made out of copper, the best thing about copper is its high conductivity. Now, if you're going to utilize this pyramid for meditation purposes, what I suggest one do, because of its high conductivity, they need to pay attention. Pyramids are often, kind of shared with people in a haphazard manner. So most people just take it, just wear the hair pyramid on your head and everything is going to be all good. But I take a different approach. I think it's important to understand. And this is consistent with all styles of pyramids, but in particular with this faceless pyramid. Use two things if you're going to meditate with this pyramid you want to take into consideration. How are you going to use the pyramid? Number one, are you going to have the pyramid hang over your head and then you're going to meditate under it? Or number two, are you going to wear the pyramid on your head? These are the two big questions, and they're very important. Why are they important? Well, it's quite simple. The reason why they're important is this. If you are utilizing this faceless pyramid above your head, the influence of the pyramid is not going to be as strong as it is when you wear it on your head, so to speak. Another thing that you're going to have to deal with when you're utilizing, or if you already have this particular style of pyramid, because it's going to affect your meditations depending on what you're meditating on. Not even depending on what you're meditating on. When you're meditating, period, doesn't make a difference on what you're meditating on or about. Understanding the use of it, and even the height when you have the pyramid. If you're going to utilize the pyramid above your head or wherever you're meditating, how high the pyramid is will also affect your meditation and the influence of the pyramid upon the individual who's going to meditate under it. As I was going to say, the other factor one must consider when dealing with pyramids is how it's made. And a faceless pyramid interacts more so with the environment, taking the energies of the environment, and it helps with the influence of the person meditating either under or with the pyramid on their head. And that's very important. So if you're going to use a faceless pyramid, I think it's important for you to understand, if you want to engage within your environment more so, you use the faceless pyramid. If you do not want to engage that much, or you want your environment to have a less influential role, you would of course resort to a pyramid that is not faceless. So again, I just want to recap with the faceless pyramid. It engages with the environment more so because it doesn't have any solid faces. That's number one. And number two, it's important to understand when you're utilizing this pyramid for meditation purposes to wear it. You can either wear it on your head or have it above your head. And anywhere, in my experience, anywhere between 3 feet and 5 feet is a good range where you can still be able to have some kind of influence from that pyramid. Also, I just want to note too, because it's a 51 degree, most of them that I've come across um, are 51-degree pyramids. They tend to be pyramids that affect the solar plex and the solar plex chakra and the sacral chakra, and it deals in the realm of creativity. So these pyramids are good for that. So just understand that these pyramids, the faceless ones, are are environmental. They utilize the environment, and you get more um, influence from the environment as opposed from yourself. Even if you're wearing it from yourself, the percentage of you being involved in terms of processing your energy in engaging with the pyramid uh, increases when you wear this kind of pyramid on your head. But unfortunately, um, it still gives way to the um, environment and what's going on. At least this is based on my experiences. I've been able to travel and study with various spiritualists around the world. I've traveled to Southeast Asia. I've traveled to South America, and I've had an opportunity to study with many people. And I've been studying and focusing my attention in this area for somewhere close to 10 years. I'm going to move on to the next pyramid, and this next pyramid is, of course, the pyramids that have faces on them with no bottom, where you can actually wear the pyramid on your head. Now, these pyramids, what's similar between a faceless and the one that has four of its five faces, is that the energy is more contained. So when a person wears this particular type of pyramid, they're generating the energy that's being generated is that of the actual person. So you get a much more focused meditation, or if you're utilizing these pyramids for any writing or studying of homework, or trying to create something new, these pyramids are excellent for that. I create a Merc pyramid, and I love using them, or especially when I'm trying to focus. If I'm giving a lecture or doing a phone interview or something like that, I normally wear these pyramids on my head, so this way I can have a much more focused and centered thought. Sometimes, depending on the date and time and where the moon is, it can affect you. So that's a deeper and higher science of spirituality when you're dealing in those realms. But sometimes I've had those while I'm on the phone building with people, and I'm wearing that pyramid. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you can really have some interesting experiences. I'll say that. Just like the faceless, though, you can also have this pyramid hang above your head. Same range, 3 to 5, not as much influence, of course, when it's high above the head. But again, that 3 to 5 range is also necessary for that type of pyramid as well. The only big difference is that this is a much more intimate energy, and it's powered more so by yourself, whereas the environment takes a lesser role when you have that confined pyramid in terms of doing that. And then technique also would embody that, which is why I traveled to these various places, because I wanted to understand pyramid style, and I wanted to talk to elders and spiritualists while I was in these places in order to get a better understanding on what some of the ancient sciences and philosophies were. So I was able to do that and then create a new style of pyramid, which is known as the Mer pyramid, which is the capstone, clay capstone, along with the bamboo body on those. So it's kind of a hybrid of two. Energetic. It does have copper fused into it, but it's a specific style that is weaved into it to create this particular kind of energy. I actually have an article listed below that you may want to read, that it goes into it a little bit more in terms of that. And you'll also be able to see an image of someone who had purchased one of my Mer pyramids, and you can see his response to him getting the pyramid and placing it on his head, and him meditating, and him talking about his experience. It's really brief, but I love getting these kinds of feedback from people, because I believe it's important and highly energetic experience for myself. And finally, the last pyramid I want to discuss in terms of share them with use when you're meditating is the orgonite style of pyramid, or pyramids that are in that same realm. So whether it's a crystal pyramid, a clay pyramid like the Mer clay and copper leaf pyramid, or an orgonite pyramid. I'm not going to go in too deep into makeup of these pyramids, because that is very important, but for this video in particular, I just want to deal with the uses of it, so I won't go too much into the makeup and science and what people should be mindful of in terms of utilizing the small pyramids and what it can and can't do to you, potentially, depending on who you are. But anyhow, the small, minute orgone pyramids, or orgonite pyramids. These pyramids, myself, when I'm utilizing them with myself or clients that I help, and we go into meditative sessions, we normally utilize the pyramids in the palm of our hands. And what we do is, while we're meditating in the lotus position, we keep the pyramid in the palm of my hands. Now this operates similarly to having the pyramid on your head, because of course our hands emit energy. So once the energy that emits from in the palm of our hand enters into that pyramid, that pyramid becomes energized, because that pyramid is also emitting an energy as well. And again, those pyramids are also very powerful, at least the ones that we create, or I create here at Mer. We like to test our pyramids, creating various energy signatures by freezing them in ice so you can see them. And see, ice tells the story. It tells the truth of what's going on with a specific type of pyramid, which ones are more harmonious, which ones are not. And it just gives a storyline. So it's up to the one who's creating the art to understand what interpretation their specific pyramid is actually giving or projecting in ice. So ice is a prolific and excellent way to determine what kind of energy your pyramid is emitting. And you can try that if you have any of these smaller pyramids at home. You can freeze them in ice, and you can put them in large glass containers where you can see them and document them if you like. But nonetheless, we utilize these small pyramids mostly in the palm of our hands. You could put them on your head, but the palm of the hand gotten tremendous results in terms of utilizing those. So, and a lot of people that I know, and I've shared the way I do it, because there's a specific positioning of the hand where you actually have the hand one on top of the other, like so. So by doing this and then placing the small pyramid in the palm of your hand and keeping it near the navel while you're meditating. For myself, it's been a profound experience when I do that. And that relationship between the pyramid in the palm of your hand and the palm of your hand actually creates a really, it's a different experience than like when you wear the pyramid on your head. but it's a much more profound experience depending on what you're trying to do. So what you're trying to get accomplished with the meditation. So if it's much more of a healing meditation, I like to wear pyramids on my head. If it's a much more focused type of meditation, like towards work, or if I'm trying to create something and I'm looking for insight, I tend to use the smaller ones. But I use my own Mer pyramids, or even if I'm going to use an organized style, I normally utilize a copper and mica organized pyramid style fused in resin in order to create my pyramids. And they're also capstones for my bamboo as I made pyramids that, as I mentioned earlier. So again, I just wanted to take a few moments to just share my perspective on the 3 types of videos. Didn't mean for it to go this long, but it did. And if anyone has any questions, you can leave a comment below and share your thoughts on what you feel about pyramids, what you heard here today. Don't mind the constructive criticism. I'm only here to share my experiences and possibly help anybody who may be confused or may not understand what it is to utilize a pyramid and how to use it for meditation, because it is more than just placing a 5-sided polygon on top of your head or leaving it over your head. And you can also place the pyramid near you. That also is effective. Again, it's a little different because then the power of all pyramids, and let me say this, I want to say this right here for the record, because I don't hear a lot of people really speak to this. The power of any pyramid, or most shapes, of pretty much all shapes, is their base. And the base of the pyramid, that's where the power is generated, which is why I prefer wearing pyramids on my head, or if it's really minute, keeping them in my hand, because then it's you that's going to dictate your destiny in terms of your meditative experience. And if you want your environment to dictate it, you can use the copper faceless pyramid. It's more in tune with the allowing the environment to dictate. If you want something a bit more intimate, where you're a bit more in control, then I would utilize a pyramid. Whether you're going to use a Mer pyramid, or you can create your own, or if you know someone, or maybe you already have a pyramid that you've created already, that you can actually put together and wear it on your head. And just keep in mind that the angular momentum of the pyramids are important, and you want to keep that in mind when you're meditating, because it will shift. Like a 51 degree is different than a 60 degree, because the 51 degree deals with the solar and sacral chakras and all of those influences that come along with the solar and sacral chakra. And the pyramids that are 60 degrees, because there are many people who create 60 degree pyramids, those deal solely with the solar chakra. So it's a much more intense reality when you're dealing with solar. Plex chakra, very much more intense meditation when you're dealing in that. So again, I want to thank you. My name is Garth Harvey, the geometrician, pyramidologist, whatever you want to call me, that pertains to geometric shapes and sculptures, or you can just call me the artist or sculpture artist. I'm fine with that as well. I want to thank you, and until next time, you take care and have a great day.